Hey, this is your girl, Michelle Diva. I am bringing you another episode, or the last episode of Wife Swap, Season 1, Episode 4, All is Ferret and War. Okay. If you are new here, welcome. Welcome. We do reviews here. This is the Diva Nation. Okay. And if you're returning, welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. It's your crazy cousin. All right. Give me a thumbs up. Like and share and comment and subscribe to my channel. And we will begin. Okay. Well, in Potomac, Wendy gets up at 5:30 a.m., gets everybody up for school. And Wendy is strict. She don't allow no sugary snacks, no chips, no nothing. Even though Cruz was eating chips after she says this, but she don't allow no sugary drinks or snacks and things like that. And so she makes breakfast and sends her kids to school, cooks dinner. They eat around 4:30, 5 o'clock, and they say their prayers and they're in the bed. That's what their day is, okay? But in Naples, Florida, the Shapiros, Alethea and Craig, she is a stay-at-home mom and he is a stay-at-home house husband, okay? Because she does nothing and he does everything, okay? He works from home and he takes care of everything in the house, including laundry, including cooking, cleaning, or nobody cooks, okay? But cleaning, okay? Yeah. Everything else, getting kids to school, everything. Okay, yeah. All right. They have 4 children. They have Haley, who's 19, who is in college. Dylan, who is 16, and she is female. Okay. And Shane is 12, and Skylar is 10. Okay. Mom sleeps pretty much all day. Okay. Plays with animals and crochets. Okay. Kids fend for themselves. There's no bedtime. They pack their own lunches. They do everything. Okay. Apparently, they used to live in New York, and their lives were scheduled and regimented and everything like that. And then when they moved to Florida, they just became a little more laid back. Okay, so but the kids want mama at least to cook dinner. Okay. Anyway, so they go to each other's houses. So Wendy goes to Florida. Alethea. Did I call her Alethea? I keep writing Alethea. Alethea goes to Potomac. All right. So Wendy walks into their house. There's no furniture. There's basketball hoops everywhere. They got a little arcade in the downstairs. Plus, they got a bunch of animals. So she thinks she walks into a Dave and Buster's / PetSmart, okay? Dave and Buster's in the front and PetSmart in the back, okay? That's what it looked like, okay? They have like 5 cats, 2 ferrets, a chinchilla, some ducks, or some geese or some ducks. I don't know what they got outside, okay? Yeah, and some dogs. And I think they had a couple dogs in there too. Okay, yeah. So we have arcade in the front because they had some arcade games and stuff like that. And we have PetSmart in the back. Okay. And Wendy, I'm not Wendy, Alethea walks in to this all white house where she's greeted by one little sweet dog, and there's another dog upstairs just barking at her. So it was one sweet one and one just barking at her. Okay, they read the rules. Alethea has to get up at 5:30 a.m. And and I was just like, so you gotta get up early in the morning Get those kids ready. Gotta get up early in the morning. Yeah, that's what it is. You gotta get up. Yeah, you gotta get up early in the morning, child. And then she got to get the kids off to school. She got to clean, and then she got to start dinner. Then she got to dinner by 7. Then the kids eat, and then they got prayers by 8:45, and then they're in bed by 9. Now, I agree with everything, but I I think that like Cameron should not have the same uh bedtimes as the older boys, only because she 5. She need a little more sleep. She need to go to bed at like 8 o'clock. You know, she need to go to bed like 8 o'clock. You know, something like that. And the boys need to go to bed at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, or however old they are. But I don't think they should have the same bedtime for everybody because they ain't the same age. That would be my only suggestion, but that's not my house. My child is grown, so okay. But as he got older, his bedtime was a little more lenient. So anyway, Wendy has no rules. No rules, okay? Only to treat the fur babies has her own, and that's a lot of fur babies, okay? Wendy walks into the laundry room, sees Craig, because his office is in the laundry room. Now, I guess he don't take calls because I don't know how you take calls when you got a load of laundry going. So I guess he don't take calls, okay? But his office is in the laundry room. I don't think, okay, but if you like it, I love it. Okay, so you know what? Now that I think about it, she had a whole crafts room upstairs where she crochets and she does all her stuff. And his office is in the laundry room. That is absolutely ridiculous. Now that I thought about it, yeah, she had a whole room for crafting and painting, whatever else she could move that stuff downstairs, and she could have him upstairs in that room for that office. Oh, that's rude. Oh, that's rude. Anyway, so he said Craig is tasked with doing the laundry plus, doing everything else while mom crochets and plays with her animals. That's exactly what he said. Okay. So, Alethea meets the kids, Carter and Cameron first. Okay. Wendy scares the daylights out of kids, Shane and Skylar. She just hey. And then she meets Dylan too. Craig says the morning routine is his department. Okay, so she don't even get up to get the kids ready. Mom don't wake up until about noon every day. Okay. But Alethea explains to Eddie that they have a low demand parenting. And so Eddie was like, so the kids do whatever they want to do. And the Carter was like, yeah, that sound cool to me. That sound cool to me. I get it that she wants her kids to be more independent. Like, I didn't get my son up to school after he got out of elementary school. When he was in middle school, he had his phone or whatever. He had set his alarm on his phone, and he get up. I make sure that he get up, because if I got to hear him moving around. If I don't hear him, then I go to the room and be like, hey, you need to get up. But most of the time he get up by himself. And then when he got to high school, he was ready to go. He knew what he needed to do, when he needed to do it. So, but middle school, Yeah, you got to get up on your own, baby. So I get it. If she wants him to be a little more independent, I get that. Okay, you know, I ain't have to fix lunch for my kid after elementary school, so it wasn't no big deal about that. And I did stop cooking. Okay, but I did stop cooking because that I will cook a whole meal. My son to eat one portion. His daddy eat one portion, and then I got a bunch of portions left, and then they'll sit in the refrigerator. Then I have to take it to work and everything like that. And so it'd be like a bunch of leftovers in the refrigerator because nobody wants to eat leftovers but me. So I stopped cooking. I said, y'all cook whatever y'all want to cook. I don't really care no more. Okay, so I did stop cooking because that was my problem. If I'm gonna have a bunch of leftovers in the kitchen, we ain't doing that. You cook whatever you want to cook, boo. I ain't even listen. So I get it on that part. I do get it, but I did cook. It was like more like Taco Tuesdays and stuff like that. That's because everybody will eat all the taco stuff. All the tacos I will eat. They eat tacos till they can't. Till they blew in the face. It was Taco Tuesday and pizza on Friday. We had pizza on Friday. Other than that, I was like, I ain't got time for y'all. Y'all getting on my nerves. So then his daddy started cooking most of the time. So his dad cooked more than I cook now. Y'all can keep that. Anyway, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Let's keep it moving. So yeah, Carter said that's cool. He liked doing whatever he wanted to do. Wendy, she has to do as Alethea used to do. So she had to go into change into more comfortable clothing because she came in a maxi dress and some heels. And so Wendy was like, maxi dresses are comfortable. And they are, but they ain't comfortable in heels. But we're going to leave that alone. So, and she got to cuddle the animals, okay, and crochet. That's all apparently they mama do. Then, Wendy's Mama Susan, comes with Cruz, okay? Because Cameron and Carter's already at the house. So she come in with Cruz, right? First of all, okay? First of all, she is light skinned and thin. Go mama, okay? Go mama, okay? Light skinned and thin. Okay? And more so thin as far as this whistling, thin than light skin, because we know what her color is supposed to be. Okay, so we know she did some skin bleaching. So this whistle was not for her light skinnedness. This whistle is because she slimmed down and she looked real good. I'm happy for her. I give her that whistle. Okay, that light skinnedness. No, that ain't the color you supposed to be, boo. That's not the color. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Okay. But yeah, she come in with her Chanel sunglasses, her Chanel shirt, her jewelry. That's a little suspicious. I ain't gonna say nothing. That's a little suspicious. But anyway, Mama Susan said, I'm gonna make some okra soup. Okay. Okay. So um Alethea, God, I'll keep calling her Althea. Alethea gotta wash the okra, and she was like, "Am I doing it right?" And Mama Susan said, "No, we ain't doing that." So then she got to cut the okra. Cruz even said, "You don't even know what you're doing, do you?" He said, "You don't even know what you're doing." And so Mama Susan said, "Well, do you help? Um, do you need help cooking with your own kids?" And so Alethea said, "My mama comes over and teaches my daughters and my sons how to cook." And so she was like, "So what? You just stay in bed?" She said, "What kind of person are you?" She was like, "God help me." And Alethea was like, my kids, they do well. They get good reviews. They do well in school. Not by you're doing, okay? Well, you're doing when you were where you were in New York. I don't know what your sons, honey. They ain't even getting enough sleep. I don't even know how they getting good grades unless you just lying about it. Um, But so Mama Susan says, "So you taking credit for your kids coming out right?" She said, "They have no choice to work hard because you lazy." I said, "Ooh, ooh, okay." You said you was kind of lazy. So in Florida, Wendy meets Haley, the oldest daughter who's from college. And she gives Wendy a hug. She gives the boys a hug. The boys think of her as a second mom. And then Dylan comes in with her boyfriend Simon. They come in with pizza and Chinese food, okay? And hey, and paper plates, so everybody can eat whatever they want to eat. The Chinese food and the pizza. Okay, that's a combination for you. All right. Craig says he does everything, the cooking. Well, he don't. Nobody cooks basically, but he do the cleaning and the laundry and takes all the kids to their sports. And then mom comes to the game, Skylar's game, but she's always on the phone. Okay, listen. Okay, listen. What had happened was, okay, I also was guilty of being on my phone. Matter of fact, it was a flag football too. Okay, so I was also guilty of being on my phone during the flag football game. Okay, but the thing about it is, I was watching the football game because they play on Sundays. The flag football play on Sundays, and then I was watching the game. Okay, so this what happened. What the hell? But I root for my baby. I root for my baby, and so this is what I would do. I'd be like, Jason, get an interception, because he played on defense. Get an interception. So every time he get on the field, I'll be like, get an interception. He'd be like, Mama, leave me alone. Mama, stop. Leave me alone. So get an interception. So then I was watching my football game, and he got an interception. And then the lady was like, "That's your son." And then I looked, and then I started crying. I said, "You brought me to tears." I said, "This is my baby. This is my baby." And if it hadn't been for the lady who was recording behind me, because her son was the quarterback, I would have missed it. But she sent the video to me, and I keep playing it. I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him. I was always at all his games. He played football, basketball, soccer, t-ball, everything. Only thing I didn't go to was wrestling, because they had like 1 million people to wrestle, and I was like, "Your mama too old for that, honey." But I went to everything else. But yeah, so I get it. I was caught, but I still root for my baby. Uh-huh. And then I might be fighting folks, for my baby, but that, you know, Sorry. Okay, we're gonna keep this moving. Okay, so in Potomac, they had to clean up behind themselves because they behind schedule. Okay, so Alethea, she said that's the reason why I don't cook much. It's too much work. And then Mama Susan said, "You ain't even do nothing. Okay, you ain't even do nothing." Mama, stop it. So then they got to say their prayers, and so Mama Susan was like, "Is there a reason why you still standing up and not kneeling?" Dang, Mama. Okay, okay. So she had to kneel down. Anyway, in Florida, honey, it's 9 p.m. Everybody thinking that Wendy thinking it's bedtime. Them boys was playing basketball to the wee hours of the night. Okay. Wendy said good night to them because she said I can't do it, you know. But what I need to know, it's 9 o'clock. Why Simon's still over? I just want to know why Simon's still over. You let these boys stay over that late at night. And Daddy, you should have said something. But anyway, I'll leave that alone. That ain't my family. We wouldn't be doing that in my house. Okay, so like I said, meanwhile the boys playing basketball to the wee hours of the night, making all kinds of noise. All right, so Althea gets up at 6:39. She's supposed to be up at 5:30. And she's supposed to wake up the kids at 6:30, and she wake the kids up at 7. Okay, so she take them to they take them to school at 7:40, and they were supposed to be out the house by 7:15, no 7:30, something like that. Okay, and she's still in her PJ, so she riding with them in her PJ. Wendy is doing nothing. She bored. Okay, because she don't have nothing to do because she ain't got no kids to take care of. Haley said, well, we have a morning animal routine that took 5 minutes cleaning up poop. Okay. So, Althea in Potomac got a vacuum. So she got to put a pantsuit on and some heels. And them heels wasn't cute, nor was a pantsuit to vacuum. Eddie said, Wendy vacuums in straight lines so you know where you vacuumed at. And obviously, no. Okay. she just vacuumed anywhere and anywhere. Anyway, family dinner. So the rules changed. I'm sorry. The rules changed. And so Wendy tells the rules that the family dinner is at 7 p.m. and there's no devices, okay? And she said, and I'm going to spend one-on-one time with you at each of the kids doing whatever they like to do. In Potomac, Alethea said, we're going to have fun and there's no rules, okay? So, Florida, Haley is crocheting with Wendy. Haley said when she was a child in New York, Alethea was a PTA mom. Her and Dylan was in theater. She made costumes. She was type A in New York, and now she laid back. She says she's just two different people. And Haley feels like she is the mom to Skylar and Dylan. No, Skylar and what's that boy name? Shane. She said, and she is what she would be as a mother to her kids. Though it's the same thing that she would do with Shane and Skylar. But then Potomac, Alethea brings out some paints and some crochet yarn. And Eddie said it's about to be messy, and it did. It had a red stain on the carpet. And Cameron says she likes to crochet. And she said, I'm going to teach mommy how to crochet. And the producer said, well, you think your mommy be good at it? And Cameron said no. So in Florida, Shane is surfing on the beach, okay? And That's what her and Shane wants to do with Wendy. So he on the beach, and uh, Wendy rooting him on. Dylan likes to play the piano, so she playing the piano with Dylan, and Skylar likes to play flag football, and Wendy is rooting them on. Yeah, me too, honey. Me too. Okay, I will root my baby on. Get an interception. Oh, good times, good times. Okay, anyway. In Potomac, Alethea pulls up a basketball hoop in the kitchen and orders Texas Roadhouse for dinner, and they eat in the living room. Okay. In Florida, everybody has to cook dinner. So she collects cell phones. Grandparents can't come over to help. I say, okay then. Shane said that I want to go to the clubhouse, and Wendy said that's right in the thick of dinner. She was just like, and then Shane was like, "Well, my mom would let me go," and Wendy was like, "Different rules." Then Grandma steps in. She said, "No, Grandma said no, so you ain't going." That's right, Grandma. Yeah, yeah, you ain't going. Grandma said no. Wendy ain't even got to say no. Grandma said no. Yeah. Anyway, so they eat dinner and they eat it all up. The kids is happy to have a home cooked meal, because it's hard if you have like take out a lot, and you have to figure out what restaurant you want to order from this day and this day and this day and this day, and then after a while it just gets boring and tiresome. I understand, because you know I don't cook that often, so I understand. To the point where we be like, you want a burger? Mm-mm. You want chicken? Mm-mm. I don't, So a home cooked meal would be good. So yeah. Yeah, so they ate that up to the point where the grandfather was like, "Give me some more spaghetti." They was like, "Ain't no more spaghetti." But Dylan said, "Did we meet your expectations?" She was asking Wendy, "Do they meet your expectations?" And Wendy said, "You exceeded them." And Haley said, "You really listen to me, and I appreciate that. You hear me, and I'm glad. You're here." She said, "We're having such a great time." And that was sweet. Yeah, that was sweet. In Potomac, they playing to their heart's content, while Eddie trying to get some sleep and everything like that. They just playing to their heart's content. Bless your heart. Okay, so the next day they go to see some alpacas. Apparently Devontae was born 12 days ago, and Eddie was like, the alpaca's named Devontae. Yes, honey, the alpaca's named Devontae. He probably black too. Probably. Anyway, Cameron said, now Cameron, I didn't like what you said. Okay, and maybe I'm just prude like that, but you said, now you 5, mind you. Why you following me around? I'm not your lover. Excuse me? I'm not your lover? Okay. I just didn't like that. I ain't like that. I just may be old fashioned or something. I ain't like that. But then Cruz was like, they busting down on my hand. I was like, what? I said, okay, I guess I'm old fashioned or something. I'm busting down on my hand. I don't know, but that I can deal with that. I can't deal with Cameron saying that I'm not your lover. I ain't feeling that. Anyway, Carter said when his mama come home, this gonna be boring again. Damn. 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 God damn, y'all. Listen, y'all just gotta talk to your mama, okay? Anyway, so Wendy had to hold a ferret, and then she cooked breakfast, and Craig said, "I can get used to this." Yeah, you probably can. Wendy goes home to meet Althea. Cameron is the only one that is happy to see her. Cruz and Cruz and Carter ain't. They happy to see their mama, but they don't want Alethea to go home because, Alethea brought all the fun. Okay. So then, of course, Cameron said, "Look at the carpet." And then Eddie blames his son Cruz. And we don't know. Wendy tells Alethea that everything revolves around you. And she said, and Haley is mothering, gives mothering to your sons. Haley is being the mother to your sons instead of you being the mother to your sons. I don't even know what I was trying to get with that. Okay. And so, and also, she tells that Haley said that you see me. So, Wendy said, so Haley feels unseen. And so you need to, see her. You need to see all your kids. Okay. And spend some time with all your kids. And so then Alethea said that, you're too scheduled and you need to find some flexible time to have fun and for them to have free time to do their passions and their hobbies. And she leaves. And then Cruz was like, our fun times is going to be gone. Golly, Wendy a tyrant like that? Anyway, that was the end of the episode. Tell me what you think. Give me a thumbs up. Like and share and comment and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Peace, y'all.